which unfortunately wastes several seconds.
Proper stories.
So not really acceptable.
Ain't so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a rock in the sky. He gets up, sets off for the Bastion, where everyone agreed to go in case of trouble. Ground forms up under his feet as if pointing the way. He don't stop to wonder why. Finds his lifelong friend just lying in the road. Well, it's a touching reunion. He sees what's left of the rippling walls. Years of work undone.
That's about half a second.
In the calamity. That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a gas fella. Forced out from underground. Sometimes you just need a drink.
So talk a little more about money management.
Gotta hold her still.
You need to have 300 fragments in order to buy Pike Vault. And you get 250 for claiming the vigil in the memorial. Basically, when you build the memorial, it's a bunch of challenges inside that each time you complete a particular challenge, you get to claim the associated prize. And the prize is always just some number of fragments. And for the first one, which is just build the memorial, you get a vigil.
The security takes it for a petty thief.
The prize is 250 fragments.
Special delivery. Gas fellas.
So you only need to collect 50 fragments in order to be able to afford Pike Vault. And you pretty much, look at me, I already have 50 fragments here, and I've barely made any effort to intentionally collect fragments. I just have them. That's just what happens. Alright, that's a high 142, so that's okay.
He gets a good look at things on his way down.
I think at this point I'll take anywhere from a 140 to a 143.
And it ain't broke. Good news is the emergency defenses still work. Bad news is they're aiming for the kid. Right back at you.
That was close. I almost didn't get to reflect that.
Right next to the arsenal. Tough part of town. The arsenal's where the kid can pick the best tools for the job. Some of them squirts birthing like crazy in a couple of corn bins. An old ferry barge sends the kid on his way. The Bastion's real close now. Kid takes a chunk of alloy. Smell of barley and spoiled blueberries fills the air. Scumbags. Kid maybe shouldn't have done what he just did. He finds the core to the wharf district. Well, down he goes. Down toward the Bastion.
At least I can consistently-ish get 303s. 303s are pretty good.
Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds another. He finds me. And just like that, the Bastion comes alive. Starts growing again. Growing stronger. Kid's gotta put its power to good use. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown. Kid does it again. Only fair he decides what we build next. Kid don't know what's out there waiting for him.
So what I did there is the same thing. When the building pad drops, basically when you put in a core, a new building pad drops.
Now he lands at
and when the second one drops there, I want to stand on top of it, but I don't want to interact with it as soon as it's available. I want to wait about 1 second.
But which one? And there it is.
And if I wait 1 second,
tight in an alloy cage, almost like he's showboating for the crowd. And now there's a new marshal in town.
Then, by the time I go to the Skyway, Rux will start talking, and he'll say, "Kid don't know what's out there waiting for him." While he's saying that, I will go to the Skyway, and therefore he won't start talking on the Skyway, which is a thing that he would otherwise do. So because of that, I save another several seconds.
But the new world's just getting started.
I think this is kind of one of my innovations to this route. Other people never really looked too thoroughly into how to skip those texts. Like, they got some of those skips, but they never seriously looked into how it worked.
Personal supply.
And I was like, well, hold on, let's actually try to figure it out, because, like, everything else had been figured out, and I was like, okay, let me try to figure this one thing out. And so that's really the thing that I brought to this run.
The calamity.
Well, aside from the new route, I guess.
Kid sees it plain, frozen faces all.
That's a shame.
These folks never saw the calamity coming, but someone did. Someone close. It was someone like him. It's a snag or two trying to get to him. He ain't about to stop, no matter what. He's got so many questions after all. The Thunder brothers didn't make it. But him, he survived. Just think, without that man, we wouldn't be here right now.
I've lost some time.
Would we? What do you say?
No, I've gained a little time. I forgot.
Kid hasn't a clue.
I can save 4 seconds if I do it optimally. I lost 2.5 due to the fall. And then I lost another small chunk because of the screw up at the core there.
He's a proper gentleman, that man.
Still alright.
His name is Zolf.
I should be saving all that time, but, you know, whatever. You take what you can get.
Folks like him ain't never been a common sight in Celandia. He's relieved to see a living face or two. The kid and I introduce ourselves in kind.
Both to him.
Both to him.
And to each other. For the first time.
For the first time. Zolf's travels ain't much compared to what the kids had to go through for all this. Kid's surprised when I tell him there's only one core left. I shouldn't have believed it either.
Alright, quick skyway travel there, that helps. Oh, electricity, you should be very attached. Only because you're the type to get attached, I have determined.
Sure, the city
otherwise, you shouldn't be attached right now.
But now the fort's crawling with windbags. The calamity was mercy for normal folks. At least the marshals left the kid a parting gift. Something the windbags just can't handle. Something that'll punch clean through their greasy hides. Windbags ain't much different from normal folks. All they want's a warm place to stay and a decent meal. Well, the fort ain't theirs.
That was not a particularly good beginning there.
As he presses on to higher ground. Security's plane gone haywire. Windbags gummed up the works. They trapped the kid in the middle of the fort's parade grounds. And now ain't nothing.
Alright, that's fine. That is totally fine. Now we do Rothus Lagoon properly.
Kid shows up just as Zolf's telling me about his own journey to the city. Zolf banged up the
Alright, so what's gonna happen here? So this is the same thing. I've been describing these skips where I've been skipping the narration by Rux on the Skyway. I'm gonna do the same thing here. This one's complicated. I'm gonna go upgrade the memorial, and he's gonna talk about how you can upgrade the memorial. While I'm doing this, I'm gonna go to the memorial and claim this vigil. Normally, he would be talking about what the memorial is, and then he would describe the vigil that I just claimed. But because he was already talking, he didn't talk about either of those two things. So while he was not talking about stuff, I went from the memorial to the other building pad, built the Lost and Found. He started talking about the Lost and Found, then I went to the Skyway, and that skipped his dialogue.
Children's Street originated here. They used to think that ankle gators were extinct. Well, they ain't.
So that one is my favorite one of all. I innovated a couple of those other really basic ones, but that one is complicated and fun.
Now the kid can do the same.
It's fun to describe, it's neat, it has a lot of little bits to it.
The closer you get to an ankle gator's lair, the thicker the tall grass grows.
And the awesome part about it is it just worked.
Grass and he's Queen Anne's lunch.
Like, just by virtue of doing the new route, I just got that skip. Like, I didn't research that.
She's coming for him. She's got nowhere else to go.
Or like experiment with that. It just happened.
She's starting to get annoyed. The shard sitting in plain view. After all,
alright, that's okay. I pretty much expect to lose some amount of time on Rothus Lagoon.
Hope Queen Anne don't mind us borrowing from her treasury. All that trouble for a single shot.
Alright, Colford Cauldron is
But you know
next.
what?
Colford Cauldron. Not Prosper Bluff. Colford Cauldron. Colford Cauldron.
It ain't too late to unlock
That would be
the
down
titular
and to the
place.
right on the Skyway. And incidentally, there's no more
Big
narration
awful
skips
big
at this
lost
point.
and
They're all
found
done.
Under the circumstances. The Bastion ain't gonna build itself. Well,
Alright, Colford Cauldron, there we go. Now, I can save time on Colford Cauldron, but what I really want is to just play solidly. I
Not
don't
everything
need the
blew
time
up in
savings, what I
calamity.
need is a solid Colford Cauldron, like in my PB.
Why, Colford Cauldron here blew up way ahead of its time. The cauldron boiled over some 300 years ago. They say it filled the skies with ash and the lakes with molten rock. As for us, we learned an awful lot from Colford Cauldron. Sure, we dusted off a good many secrets out here, but we discovered other things we're better off not knowing. All sorts of awful things crawling underfoot. After all, when we looked down inside Colford Cauldron, we had to have it. As for the kid, he just has to get that shard out of there. Too bad taking that thing woke up every last stink eye from here to Jawson Bog. And where there's one stink eye, there's
that's
always
bad.
more. The cauldron's tenants all gather up to bid the kid a fond farewell. With a good spyglass.
Okay, I saved a second. I actually could have saved more than a second, even though I screwed up on those brambles at the end. Alright, guys, now is the moment of truth.
Comes back looking like the inside of a chimney. The shard works like a charm. You can hear the monument's heartbeat again. The monument's getting better. Zolf sure did a number on it, though.
Alright, prepare yourselves.
Just the occasion to crack open the distillery.
Hey, I clicked the right spirit.
High time we built.
And then I fell off. Cool, that eats into my time that I can save.
Just a couple shards left.
What?
Gotta have one, right?
Oh my god, he has text there? Are you kidding me? God, that is the worst.
Why go to Prosper Bluff?
That fall cost me
Used
like
to take
8
an
seconds.
enterprising man or a plain old fool to venture out that far. And that's why you go to Prosper Bluff, ain't it?
That cost me the remaining amount of time that I could save. That's cool. Nope. Oh my god. Oh my god, I actually got through Prosper Bluff, and I got all the pike vaults first time.
We darn near
I can't
celebrated
believe
when
if
we
I had
kicked
not-
it back, didn't we?
Oh my god, dude. Wow.
Zolf never thought he'd see a fellow or again.
If I hadn't done those things that I just
We
did.
become fast friends. Calamity has that effect on people.
Oh my god, dude.
But there was more to be done. There was one last core to find. We tracked the final core beyond the
Alright,
city
Wild
to the
Outskirts
wilds.
is a gimme level. However, I can
The
screw it
wild
up.
unknown.
But because my Wild Outskirts was bad in my PB,
Places so
I can
raw,
save up to
even the
4
Calamity
seconds, which
couldn't
means we
cook
can
it.
get a pretty good time
Not all
here.
of it. Kid learns the hard way not to touch
I
those
don't
things.
even know why that happened. Okay, I have
just
lost
got
a
the
couple
core,
seconds here,
like that
but I think I'm still
big
ahead of the
bastion
PB
the
Wild
welcoming
Outskirts.
committee scrambles to attention. Didn't expect the kids
No,
so
I'm good
soon.
actually.
They
That's
shouldn't have let
surprising.
the guard down. Getting that core
Alright, I
was
got
one
the dupe.
thing. Getting out's gonna
Now I
be
just gotta get
another.
out.
He digs his way out of the clearing, but the wilds won't let him go without a fight. Then Kid gets the
That's
feeling
alright,
he's
that
being
is totally
watched
fine. That number of rolls
Not by
is
me.
completely
by
acceptable.
a lunkhead. After all,
World record. Oh
Cool.
god.
his journey's over.
About freaking time that I got through all that crap.
Right? It ain't. Not by a long shot.
Hey Aaron, what's up? Welcome to the world
You know
record.
something's up when we ain't there.
Looks
to
like
give a
about
warm welcome.
15:43.
See, Zolf and I were just wrapping up a
I
heated
can still save
discussion.
so much time.
Zolf can barely muster the words.
I'm gonna time
The
that stuff
calamity
afterwards.
failed, he says, but I will not. And with that, Zolf leaves us here, alone. The shards can put this disease in remission, but there's only one cure. We need to finish what we started. The Bastion. It's finally finished. Now,
Yep,
there's something I want
15:43.
you to see.
Good stuff. We got it, guys, finally. We finally got it.
To the heart of the Bastion. I ain't one for long goodbyes, so here's the deal. Zia and I figure you done the heavy lifting, so you get to do the honors. We can tell you how to work this thing if you got any questions. Hey, kid.
Oh my god.
It's finished.
I finally finished a run
Now, sit tight.
with all the pike
It'll be
vaults.
over soon.
And I botched it so bad that I can still
No matter what
save
happens next.
12
You're
seconds
done
at
good.
least. I can still save time on Hanging Gardens. I can still save time on
I
Rothus
suppose
Lagoon.
all
I can
that's
still
left
save time on Colford
Just to try
Cauldron.
and remember this
And I
moment.
can still save time on Prosper Bluff. Oh my god.
The Bastion's to a better time. Before any of this.
I appreciate the
My
Stiv
people
copy
forget
pasta,
everything
Chucko.
we've done,
Much appreciated.
and each other. Though after all
Even
we've
though
been
I know
through,
this record is very
I find that hard to
improvable,
believe.
I think I will probably sit on it for a while.
So
Because
long,
the
kid.
important thing is I need to
Maybe I'll see it
practice the whole
in the
route.
next one.
I need to practice no resets a lot.
Say, Landia,
So before
we're coming home.
any of you awesome folks goes anywhere, I want to tell you right now, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific time, that it would be UTC -8, so convert appropriately. I will have SMK and Ubergoose guest star on my stream, and I will be walking through the route. I will be doing some runs, I'll be walking through the route a little bit, and I will be describing to them what the route's like, and hopefully talking to them about the stuff they're going to run at AGDQ, and just BSing a little bit. So 1 p.m. Pacific time, UTC -8. Come check it out. They're going to be hanging around. It's going to be awesome, I hope. It could also be awful, but that would also be fine, in my opinion. Because either way, we're going to find out whether we can all deal with each other at AGDQ. Just for reference, they will be there because those two folks will be doing the commentary on the couch for Bastion at AGDQ. So they both used to speedrun this game, but neither of them, I think, has seen the new route. So basically, we'll talk it over. They'll learn about some of the small things that I kind of have added that weren't probably in the route the time they played. And then, yeah, we'll talk to Ubergoose is running Borderlands 2 in a 4-player co-op at AGDQ with Professor Broman, T-Rex, and iMisty. And that is going to be awesome. That's a really good run. If you've never seen it, you should get hyped for that. And I'll talk to him a little bit about that. And then SMK is going to be running Kabuki Quantum Fighter. And I forget which day both of those are. But you can check the the AGDQ schedule, which I will link right now. So yeah, there's like, how many weeks left? 3 weeks until AGDQ, so I will be spending the vast majority of that time, other than during the holiday, obviously, when my family will be in town, I will be spending the vast majority of my time doing practice of this run. So I'm pretty excited for that. By the way, good to see you, Vincento. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for the congratulations, everyone. I will probably... So I have a Fraps recording of this run, so I will time this by the frame count. Usually W-split is, I want to say fast by 0.08 seconds, so this is probably 1542.7. But we'll find out. Oh, AGDQ is gonna be ridiculous, Naglfar. There are literally hundreds of people registered. It's gonna be crazy. Thanks, Mr. Ogum. Oh, I know I can do better than this time, too. That Prosper Bluff is so frustrating. The fact that I got all the pike vaults, but I botched everything else about it. Oh, man. I really want a really solid run of this category with the new route, so I can submit to AGDQ. What the crap? Submit to SDA, jeez. I mean, I've already submitted a run of this category to SDA, but that was 16:10 on the old route. I'm already 27 seconds faster than that. But this run is just not the same level of quality. Thanks very much, Vincento. I am similarly amazed, to be honest. Like, just like I expected that I would get the world record in the process of grinding attempts to practice attempts for AGDQ. That was my expectation. I didn't expect less than that because, like, it just wasn't reasonable to think otherwise. Like, there were enough mistakes in Marsay's world record at the time that I started that I was like, look, I have to run this enough so that I can get the world record. But I did not necessarily expect to reroute the category and shave nearly a minute off of his time. Like, that is still blows my mind.